Welcome back students. So in the numerical methods and probability theory, today we are going to see the last chapter, that is random variables and distributions. So these random variables and distributions contains three distributions. Mainly those are binomial distribution, Poisson distribution and normal distribution. So now we are going to see this in detail. So there are two types of theoretical distributions or probability distributions. They are, number one is discrete probability distribution, number two is continuous probability distribution. So number one is discrete probability distribution. So in discrete probability distribution, this binomial distribution and Poisson distributions take place. Next, in continuous probability distribution, the normal distribution, student t-test, f-test and chi-square test take place. So in the discrete probability distribution, we are having binomial distribution and Poisson distribution, and in the continuous distribution, we are having normal distribution. And the remaining are not there in our syllabus. So in this chapter, we shall study only the three distributions. Namely, one is the binomial distribution, second one is Poisson distribution, and third one is normal distribution. So before going to learn that, we are going to see some definitions, that is discrete uniform distribution. So the definition of discrete uniform distribution is a random variable x has a discrete uniform distribution if and only if its probability distribution is given as p of x equal to 1 by k. So this is the condition. The random variable x is called discrete uniform random variable. So now this x, here the x is called as uniform random variable. Suppose if you want to take an example, here I have taken an example. I have taken the x values as 1, 2 and p of x values as 1, 2, 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. So the 1 by 2, 1 by 2 means the value becomes 1. Next, x I have taken 0, 1, 2, 3 and p of x values, probability of x values as 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 4. The total is 4 by 4, the value becomes 1. So these are the two examples of discrete uniform distribution. So next we are going to see the Bernoulli's distribution. So the Bernoulli's distribution means a random variable x which takes two values 0 and 1. That is, one is 0 and other one is 1 with the probability q and p, where p is probability of success and q is probability of failure. Then p of x equal to 0, that is q, and p of x equal to 1, that is p. Here q equal to always 1 minus p. That means we know that p plus q equal to 1 and q is always 1 minus p. So this is called as Bernoulli's discrete random variable and it is said to be Bernoulli's distribution. So next we are going to start our main chapter, that is binomial distribution. It is simply called as BD, that is binomial distribution. So more about this, now we are going to see more about this. So binomial distribution was discovered by James Bernoulli in the year 1700 and it is a discrete probability distribution. So it was discovered by James Bernoulli in the year is 1700. So it is a discrete probability distribution. So when do we use this binomial distribution? We use binomial distributions when we are having repeated trials, that is trials are more. Suppose if you take a number of, suppose if you take tossing a coin, when a coin is tossed n times, we have a formula 2 power n. So if we take, when a coin is tossed 2 times, we can take 2 square, that equal to 4. If a coin is tossed 3 times, we can take 2 cube, that equal to 8. When a coin is tossed 4 times, 2 power 4, 2 into 2 into 2 into 4. That means when a coin is tossed 100 times, we can do, it is not possible to do that. So on such type of cases, we are going to use this binomial distribution. That means when number of trials are more, then we are going to use this binomial distribution. So if anyone asks why do we use binomial distribution, then simply our answer is if number of trials are more, then we use this binomial distribution. So it occurs in cases of repeated trials such as tossing a coin and student writing an examination, births in a hospital, etc. Here all the trials are assumed to be independent. Each and every trial is independent. And for each and every trial it is having two outcomes. That is, namely it is success and it is failure. So for everything it is having, every outcome it is having the two things, so it is success and failure. So what are the conditions of binomial distribution? So conditions are, here n is an independent trials. So next one is each trial has only two possible outcomes. One is success and another one is failure. We already know that. The probability of two outcomes remain constant. So it must be a constant. So next we are going to see the formula here. So our formula for binomial distribution is p of x equal to ncx into p power x into q power n minus x. So where p is probability of success, q is probability of failure, x is number of success and n is number of trials. So this is the formula. So I have written here clearly. So the formula for the discrete, the probability, The formula for the probability binomial distribution is a random variable x is said to be binomial distribution if it assumes only non-negative values. Then its probability distribution function is given as p of x. That means probability of x equal to ncx into p power x into q power n minus x, where the x takes the values from 0, 1, 2 and so on, equal to 0 otherwise. Here in probability of x, p of x means probability of x, the formula is ncx into p power x into q power n minus x, where p is called as probability of success and q is called as probability of failure and x is called as number of successes and n is called as number of tries. Here always p plus q value becomes 1 and q equal to 1 minus p. Here n and p are called as parameters of the binomial distribution. So if you ask what are the parameters of the binomial distribution, then simply we can say that n and p are the parameters of the binomial distribution. So next, the mean of the binomial distribution is np. The variance of the binomial distribution is npq. The standard deviation of the binomial distribution is root of npq. So these are very important. What is the mean of binomial distribution? It is np. Variance is npq and standard deviation is root of npq. Next, the mode of binomial distribution. It is the value of x for which p of x has a maximum value. That means here it is having the two cases. One is when it is not an integer, another one is it is an integer. So the next important note is the recurrence relation for BD. So BD means binomial distribution is p of x plus 1 equal to n minus x into p by x plus 1 into q into p of x. So this is the theory about the binomial distribution. So if you ask a theory about the binomial distribution, then we have to write these problems. So now we are going to see the problems on the binomial distribution. So the problems are number 1. So he has given a fair coin is tossed n times, that is 6 times. Find the probability of getting 4 heads. So we know that when a coin is tossed n times, then we have a formula 2 power n. When a coin is tossed 2 times means 2 square, 4 elements. When a coin is tossed 3 times means 2 cube, 8 elements. And when a coin is tossed 6 times means 2 power 6. 2 into 2 into 2, it is not possible to count. So we are taking binomial distribution. We are considering the binomial distribution here. So here we know that probability of success, that is getting a head, is 1 by 2. In tossing a coin, getting a head is 1 by 2 and not getting a head, that also 1 by 2. That means getting a tail. So P means probability of getting a head, that equal to 1 by 2 and Q is probability of not getting a head, that equal to 1 by 2. So N is number of tries, that is 6 and R is number of success, that is 4. So we already know that the formula for binomial distribution is P of x equal to NCX into p power x into q power n minus x. On substituting these values, we get the solution for the, within seconds we get the solution, that is 0.2344. So this is the solution for the given problem. So simply we can do the this type of problems by using the binomial distribution. So the second problem is determine the probability of getting sum 6 exactly 3 times in 7 throws with a pair of a pair dice. So here we already know that the single throw of a pair of a dice has sum of 6 means it is chosen in the 5 ways. That means if you add the two numbers, then we get the sum 6. So those numbers are 1, 5. If we add, we get 6, 5, 1. If we add, we get 6, 2, 4, we get 6, 4, 2, we get 6, 3, 3, we get 6. So total ways we are having, we know that we already know that in rolling a dice we are having 6 power n. When a die is rolled n times, we are having 6 power n elements. That means when a die is rolled 2 times means 6 square, that equal to 36 elements. So here P means probability of success in throwing 6 in one throw, that is total is 5. So 5 by 36. Now we already know that P plus Q equal to 1. That means Q equal to 1 minus P. So the Q value becomes as 31 by 36. So the number of tries is 7. Now the probability of getting exactly 6 tries in 7 throws is, on substituting the formula in P of x, that means NCX into P for n minus x, we get the result, that is 0.0516. So this is the result for the given problem. So next he has given the 10 coins are thrown simultaneously, that means one after the other. Find the probability of getting at least 7 heads and at least 6 heads. So we know that in tossing a coin, probability of getting a head is 1 by 2 and probability of getting a tail is 1 by 2. So P is 1 by 2 and Q is 1 by 2. So now I am doing the first one. So he has said that 10 coins are thrown simultaneously. That means here n is 10. So on substituting the formula P of x equal to 10 cx into 1 by 2 power x into q power 1 minus x. That means 1 by 2 power 10 minus x. So now I am going to do the first problem. So 7 heads. So 7 heads means p of x greater than or equal to 7. That means x equal to 7 plus x equal to 8 plus x equal to 9 plus x equal to 10. I have taken up to 10. Why I have taken up to 10? Why? Because 10 points are thrown simultaneously. So I have taken up to 10. So on substituting the given values, I get the result that is 0.171. So this is the answer for that. So probability of getting at least 6 sets. This is also similar that of the above problem. So we can easily do that problem. So the next problem is if 3 of 20 tiles are defective. That means the probability of defective tile is 3 by 20. And 4 of them are randomly chosen. That means n equal to 4. So what he has asked it, what is the probability that one of the defective tile will be included? So now we already know that probability of defective tile. So out of 320, that is probability of defective tile is 3 by 20. And probability of non-defective tile, that is 1 minus p, that is 1 minus 3 by 20, that is 17 by 20. And he has given n equal to 4. We already know that the formula for probability of binomial distribution is p of x equal to nch into p power x into q power n minus x. So he has asked that getting only one of the defective type, that means p of x equal to 1. So the result is 0.368. So on substituting the values, we get the result. Within seconds, we can easily solve these problems. So the next problem is determine the binomial distribution for which the mean is 4 and variance is 3. So he has given mean is 4. We already know that mean means np, that equal to 4. So the variance bd, that equal to 3. So npq is 3. So now by recurrence relation, we can do 2 divided by 1. That means npq by n. So here np get cancelled, we get 3 by 4. So that means q equal to 3 by 4. We already know that p plus q equal to 1. That means p equal to 1 minus q. So we get the p value that equal to 1 minus 4. We already know that he has given, we already know that np equal to 4. So on substituting the p value, then we get n equal to 16. So now we are having p value, q value, n value. So all the values we are having. So we already know that the binomial distribution, the parameters are n and p. So n is 16 and p is 1 by 4. Therefore, the binomial distribution is proved. So we can simply determine by taking the parameters n and p. So these are the problems on the binomial distribution. So thank you students, thank you very much.